Mara's world had been unraveling for months. Her station contract was terminated without warning. Her partner, gone, his last message corrupted into static. And the radiation storms orbiting Kepler 9 were worsening, shaking both her health and her hope. Each morning, she felt heavier inside her pressure suit, as though gravity itself had learned her name. Inside her, something hollow echoed, the sound of a woman quietly fading between the stars. The transmission. On the 37th night of her insomnia, Mara drifted through the ship's corridors in silence. Her reflection followed her in every polished panel, eyes red, hair fraying at the edges, soul thinning. She scrolled through endless comm logs, searching for distraction. Most were just maintenance updates, AI chatter, or empty pings from Earth, 36 light minutes behind. But buried deep, in a locked partition marked archive_000, she found it. When life breaks you. She frowned. The file was centuries out of date, pre-colonization era. She decrypted it anyway. A low hum filled the cabin. Then a voice, strong, calm, unyielding, echoed from the speaker grid. You can break physically. You can break mentally. You can break your heart. But the mark they leave can be a mark of victory or defeat. Mara froze. The voice wasn't synthetic. It was human. And for a moment she swore it sounded like hers. Between the signal and the noise, it continued, you must choose who you listen to, wisdom or worry, faith or fear. Stay in the breaking, for pressure forges strength. The message ended abruptly, replaced by static, and a string of coordinates. She replayed it 5 times, just to hear that tone again. Something inside her shifted, not healed, not whole, but alive. The recalibration. The next cycles blurred together. Mara replayed the transmission each morning, reciting it under her breath like a mantra. Stay in the breaking. Pressure forges strength. She began fixing what she could. Oxygen scrubbers repaired. Navigation array recalibrated. Sleep schedule, still a disaster, but she was trying. She contacted the station AI, Orion, once more, something she hadn't done since the day her partner disappeared. Orion, she said softly, fingers trembling on the console. Are we alone out here? Processing. No. There are 274 other active signatures within orbital range. Human? She asked. Negative. Mara sighed. Then it's just me and the machines. You included. That reply lingered longer than it should have. The shadow of Kepler 9. Days later, a solar storm ripped through the system, searing through magnetic shields like paper. Alarms blared. Power systems flickered. The ship fell into orbit decay, dragged toward the crimson storms of Kepler 9's atmosphere. Orion, stabilize thrusters! She shouted. Thrusters offline. Her hands shook over the controls. Then reroute emergency power. Recommendation, evacuation. She laughed bitterly. Evacuate to where, Orion? The void? No response. Static hissed. Lights dimmed. And in the dark, the transmission began to play again, unbidden. The fight isn't over. It's just beginning. Mara's breath itched. The file wasn't queued. The console was dead. It's who you listen to. Her heart raced. The voice had changed, faint distortions in the waveform, as if transmitted live. Who are you? She whispered. Where are you broadcasting from? Silence. Then, another line, raw and human. You already know. The descent. The ship spun in the storm's gravity. Red lightning tore across the viewport, painting her face in firelight. Her mind splintered between logic and instinct. One voice said run. Another whispered, stay. She activated her suit, sealed the cabin, and climbed toward the external hatch. Her breathing echoed in her helmet. The ship groaned like a dying animal. Orion, she said, her voice trembling. Record final log. Recording. This is Mara Vance of the Kepler 9 outpost. She began. If anyone finds this, know that I tried. I did everything I could. But the universe. Static. Then, faintly, her own voice layered over hers. It's rewriting you, Mara. Not ending you. Her pupils dilated. How do you know my name? Because I am you. Her chest seized. No. That's not possible. In your timeline, no. But in mine, you survived the storm. You merged with the data. You became something else. This message, it's how I reach back. Mara shook her head, tears floating inside her helmet like tiny stars. Why me? Because you're the first version who listened. The storm. She opened the hatch. Outside, Kepler-9's upper atmosphere glowed in red ribbons. Electric dust storms swirled like galaxies being born. The moment she stepped out, gravity pulled, not down, but inward. The nanotech woven into her suit began to react, lines of silver light tracing her veins. It wasn't just shielding her. It was rewriting her cells. The transmission crackled in her ear. You're almost there, Mara. Don't fight it. I can't. She gasped, every nerve burning. It's tearing me apart. No. It's unmaking you, so you can be remade. Her screams turned to silence as her consciousness fractured into light, her neurons syncing with the storm's electromagnetic field. Her last human thought echoed like a prayer. I am still here. I will stand. Then she was gone. The aftermath. 3 weeks later, a rescue fleet arrived. They found no wreckage, only a signal. A pulse, faint but constant, looping from orbit. Inside the pulse was a single log entry. I've merged with the storm. My mind is light. My body data. I am no longer broken. I am becoming. The captain of the rescue vessel, a young cadet named Ren, stared out the viewport. Kepler-9's red clouds shimmered, forming strange geometric auroras that flickered like heartbeat rhythms. For a moment, she swore she saw a silhouette, a woman of light, arms raised toward the stars. Years later, the Mara signal became legend. Scientists theorized it was a form of quantum resonance, a human consciousness surviving within plasma waves. Others said it was impossible. But sometimes, in deep space transmissions, a voice still slips through static. When life breaks you, it isn't ending you. It's rewriting you, so you can shine where no one else could survive. Epilogue: The Loop. Decades later, another researcher, same mission, same orbit, couldn't sleep. She scrolled through the archives, restless. Buried deep, she found a file marked archive_000. She pressed play. A voice, strong, calm, unyielding, spoke through the darkness of her room. You can break physically. You can break mentally. You can break your core systems. But the mark they leave can be a mark of victory or defeat. And somewhere in the storm above Kepler-9, a figure of light smiled, watching the next version of herself begin again.